guys, welcome back to my channel. Come with me to decorate cookies using royal icing. We're going to start off with our materials. These trays are optional. I pretty much just use them to hand out my cookies when I give it to my customers and for pictures. Then we have our little needle, that's what I like to call it, our little scissors, and our scribble tools. The colors that I will be using are like a light green, like a little minty green, and white. And also I'll be decorating these baby onesie shirts. We're gonna start off with doing the outline. I use two different royal icing textures. I do the hardest or stiffer royal icing for the outline. The other one is a little bit more runnier. It's not too loose or too runny, but it is a little more runnier than the outline. I do have a video on how to make royal icing and how to get it to the perfect consistency. I'll leave it down below in the description box, and I also pop it up on the screen so you guys can go check it out. So the first step is to start off by doing the outline. It's very easy once you get the hang of it. You pretty much just go around the outline of the cookie. Pretty much if you were like outlining something, like to draw something, it's pretty much the same thing. And then the flood can get a little bit tricky, as you guys can see in the video. I started off from the border all the way to the center of the cookie. Depending on the look that you're going for your cookie, there's two different ways to do this. You can either let your outline and then do your flood, so you can have that like 3D look if that's what you're going for. And then there's the second technique. It's where you do the outline and then you do the flood like right there at the same time. That's the technique that I'm doing for these cookies. When you're doing the flood, if you look closely in the video, you can tell that I am doing each line around very close to the other one so everything can be filled out. If by any chance you leave out like a little spot that doesn't have royal icing, it's okay. I like to go back with my needle and I like to check it. If there is any spot, I will kind of like spread the royal icing or push the royal icing just so it can cover the whole entire cookie. And this is the time where I also check for bubbles. If you see any bubble, just use the little needle to like pop it out, and the royal icing will spread and the bubble will disappear and your royal icing will look nice and smooth. Now it's time to do the little decorations. Once again, for this part, I am using the wet on wet technique because I didn't want the little dots to be like 3D looking. I was going off based on the picture that the customer sent me, and this is how it was on a picture, so I just did the same thing. And I am using the same technique for the lines. My royal icing is wet, that's why it's called wet on wet technique. I pretty much did the straight lines. I did them as straight as I possibly could. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. And then I used my little needle tool to kind of like spread them out because they were kind of thicker on a certain side than the other side, and I wanted them kind of to look equal. So I used the needle to spread them out, and it worked pretty good. And that's how I did the line. Now for this cookie, it only had a little tiny heart, and this was me practicing how to do the heart before I actually did it on the cookie. So for this part, as you can see, the royal icing is already dried, and that's why it looks kind of 3D or like popped out. To do the heart, you pretty much just do like a little V, and then if you have like a pointy dot sticking up, just use your little tool to flatten it back down. And then these are the cookies. They are all done. I am just adding a little bit of glitter to them so they can look nice and pretty. This was also for a baby shower, so congratulations. And yeah guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and like always, stay tuned for the next video. Adios.